welcome to Too Much Coffee. This is episode 9. I think it's episode 9. It's episode 9. My name is Jason. This is my co-host.
And I'm Kevin.
I always expect you to say that just a little bit faster. My name is Jason. This is beep, 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 beep. I'm Kevin.
Ooh.
Welcome to the show. I'm glad you're here. Listen, before we get started, same old spiel. Follow us on Twitter at TMC Brewing. That's the show. Go on YouTube, check us out, subscribe, like, comment, follow, do it all. You can find us on Spotify, follow, and rate. And now that that's out of the way, we'll go ahead and get into the show. I've got a bunch of stuff for us to talk about today. It's a grab bag of stuff.
All right.
That just random things that I think are going to be fun to talk about. So I got some funny news stories for y'all. I got to talk about this game I got. We're going to talk about this
video
article.
game.
We're going to talk about why sarcasm means you're smart. We're going to play the Cameo Game, and we're going to end it up by talking about one of the best shows ever, The Wire. We're talking about it because I just finished the first season. So first, I got to tell you about the worst night I've ever had, which was about 2 days ago. I probably still sound like a little bit, but I've been sick. So you had COVID. I didn't have COVID because I took a test. So I know I don't have COVID, but I've been sick. You can still hear it in my voice. I'm just getting over it.
Oh, yeah.
That first night I got sick. I was actually, my little girl fell asleep. She sat with me on the chair and she fell asleep. And I could start to feel myself like get the chills just a little bit. This was just before bedtime. So she fell asleep on me and I was sitting there and I was feeling a little something. So finally I get up, I put her to bed. I brush my teeth. I go to bed. And as I'm walking down the hallway, it's like half vertigo and half like your bones are cold. So I'm walking down I've got the chills already just walking down the hall, feeling kind of weak. So I lay down. I'm like, well, this is perfect because I'll just go to sleep and sleep it off.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I could not go to sleep. I had insomnia, and not just the insomnia where you're up till like 1:30 in the morning. I was awake all night long.
Oh, wow.
Every minute, all night.
That's crazy.
You know that feeling you get like when your muscles are sore? It's like you know when you sleep in a bad position for a long time and then you wake up and like your back hurts or your legs hurt. That feeling?
Yeah.
I had that, which means I could not pick a comfortable position. So I was moving literally all night. No matter how I lay down, I was hurting. I was sore. I was fidgeting.
Yeah.
And I just laid there awake, thinking to myself how insane this is. Sick with insomnia all night long. Which means the next morning when you wake up, you're going to feel bad because you're sick anyway, but you're going to feel 10 times as bad because now you got a headache from not sleeping and you just feel like complete trash. So I was a wreck.
It sucks. It's a vicious cycle. Yeah.
My whole next day was just done. I had a headache all day. I never get headaches.
Yeah.
And I had one. And I don't know, I guess it felt kind of like the flu, where you're like, as long as you're sitting completely still, I was okay. But if I've started moving around, like I started to get a little bit dizzy, got a little queasy. So I just parked it in a chair all day and finished watching season 2 of The Wire.
There you go.
Oh God, that was like hell.
Oh, that sounds rough.
That was complete hell. It's weird to just lay there and be awake all night long.
Yeah.
And to think about you just laying there for like 8 hours straight. Yeah.
I don't get it too often. I just get bouts of insomnia sometimes. And I know exactly the feeling.
Me too. Sometimes I get insomnia where I can't go to sleep, but by 3:00 in the morning, I'm going to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Not all freaking night long. Pardon me. I had to take a sip of my coffee. This is too much coffee, which means we got to drink coffee on the show.
Yeah, of course.
It wouldn't feel right if I wasn't drinking coffee during the show.
I'm also just tired anyway, so I have to drink coffee.
So anyway, that's the worst. I mean, that's going to be the worst night I ever have. So it's over. It's all uphill from here, man. That was the worst night I've ever had.
Well, I hope that's the worst night you ever have.
Oh my gosh, that was terrible. So how you been doing?
I'm all right.
Yep.
I'm just back to work after COVID.
Yep. I'm starting to wonder if you didn't have a false positive on your COVID test.
Maybe, but I've been very tired the past few days, actually.
Yeah, man, you breezed through that COVID.
I don't know. Maybe it did more to me than I think. Because, like I said, I'm very tired right now. Actually.
Yeah.
And I'm, usually not.
Yeah, you feeling fatigued, like worn out?
Yeah.
Just sleepy?
Yeah.
Or are you just sleepy all the time like everybody else is?
I am not sleepy all the time, like everyone else is.
Yeah.
I mean, I got up and opened the store this morning, and by like 11, I was like ready to lay down and go to sleep, basically.
Yeah. 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 That's probably the COVID. I mean, and sometimes it has weird feelings or weird effects, and it sticks with you for a long time.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody who said they lost their sense of taste, and like 6 months later, they still didn't have it.
Well, yeah. And there's other people who are just like otherwise, fit people who like can't go up flights of stairs without, going out of breath.
Yeah.
Which I don't have quite that bad, but I'm just tired all the time right now.
Yeah.
I've never experienced this.
Yeah, I guess it got you. Shoot. All right. Well, I got a story here. I can't believe this hasn't already happened, because this is the most natural thing in the world for somebody like Snoop Dogg, who will sell his name for anything. I'm trying to think.
He'll do anything.
I'm trying to think some of the worst things he's ever been involved in, like some of the movies he's made, like that car wash movie with Dr. Dre.
I don't think I've seen that.
You haven't seen that? I can't even think. You know what? That would be a good show, actually, like the top 10 worst things that Snoop Dogg has been in. I bet you can make a list of 50 things. But this story I got right here, the headline is Snoop Dogg is getting into the hot dog business. How has this not happened already? There's nothing more natural for Snoop Dogg than sell hot dogs.
I guess you saw the success of Eminem's Mom Spaghetti thing.
What?
I don't know if you heard about that.
What is that?
Yeah, they started a restaurant in Detroit, I guess, called Mom Spaghetti.
Eminem owns a restaurant called Mom Spaghetti?
Yeah, look it up.
What?
And he was there the first day serving spaghetti for a little bit. Yeah.
All right, hold on a second.
Snoop was like, I gotta get in on that.
Let me check this out. Here it is. Mom Spaghetti.
There's a picture of Eminem looking all serious in the window.
Oh my gosh. There's like a little it's like it looks like a Chinese takeout.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Just
look
get it up
at
and pick it up.
this.
Yeah.
When you scroll down, there he is, Eminem throwing two birds up. But it's got son, this is so good.
It's got like 2 menu items. I like it. I think it's cool, personally. You got like 2 types of spaghetti and a spaghetti sandwich.
The E in spaghetti is backwards, like Eminem. Brilliant.
I didn't notice that.
Do yourself a favor and go check out this website, momspaghetti.com, and just scroll down. It'll make your day. That's so perfect.
I haven't been to the website. I just saw the story about it.
Oh, you got to go to the website. This is so good. Well, let me read you this news story while you're looking at that. If I can get my papers situated here. According to Billboard, Snoop's attorneys filed the trademark request as an intent to use application, meaning the Drop It Like It's Hot hitmaker has not yet launched the company, but has serious intents to do so. I mean, what else is there to say about it? The guy's going to sell hot dogs. Got it.
Yeah. That sounds like something.
I thought that was funny enough.
Yeah, Snoop will do anything.
All right, here's the next one. The headline, auto shop owner sued after dumping 500 pounds of pennies on an ex-employee's driveway. That
interesting.
Hilarious.
I wonder what caused that.
Well, there's a whole article about it, and I won't bore you with all the details, but basically this guy worked for another guy at an auto repair shop.
Yeah.
And the employee left on, who knows what happened exactly, but he left disgruntled.
Yeah.
And he was arguing with the owner, wanting to get that last paycheck, and the owner wouldn't pay him. So finally the owner decided to pay him by dumping 500 pounds of pennies in his driveway.
All right. Interesting.
I don't know how you even get
That's one way to do it.
Pennies. Because he says
I
here,
guess you could just go to the bank and just ask for a whole bunch of rolls of pennies. They should have plenty.
Okay, look, this is 500. This is the quote from the, all right. He owed the guy $915. So he paid him $915 in pennies. But the quote from the guy who dumped the pennies is, how can you make this guy realize what a disgusting example of a human being is? I've got plenty of pennies. I'll use them.
There you go.
So he didn't like him.
Well, point made, I guess.
The quote ends, it doesn't matter. He got paid. That's all that matters. He's an effing weenie for even breaking it up. For complaining about the pennies. I just want to see a picture.
I mean, that's true. He did get paid.
You know, actually, the picture of the pennies is probably not impressive because even though that sounds like a lot of pennies, it's probably not.
Yeah, well, I guess it's... Well,
in my mind, I'm imagining a giant pile of pennies like blocking the driveway, but it's probably...
Yeah, it's probably just rolls.
Probably just a tiny little pile.
Yeah. It'd be
the idea of it. The idea of a giant truck backing up into somebody's driveway and dumping pennies on the made me smile. So
I mean, it'd be about 1,800 rolls of pennies. So
one more thing,
50 cents.
2 huge characters are coming into the public domain this year. So if you want to get rich,
all right,
we might have to sell some NFTs based on these characters coming up. Disney's going to lose the rights to 2 classic characters. Number 1, Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, yeah. I thought they already did.
No. This year.
Yeah. Okay.
But more importantly, Mickey Mouse.
Hey, there we go.
That's 2024, though. Steamboat Willie, that first cartoon.
Yeah.
January 1st, 2024. So we're going to have to pump out some NFTs based on this Steamboat Willie. And these old Winnie the Pooh cartoons.
Look, that's okay. I'm sure whenever you said 2024 for Mickey Mouse,
yeah,
I'm sure Disney will do some legal fuckery and make sure that doesn't happen because they've done that. They've done that before. That's the reason. A lot of the reason why it takes like 70 years after the author's death is because of Disney for things to get into public domain.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be shocked if they did it again.
They've made enough money off that mouse. It's time to let somebody else have a turn.
Hey, I agree. I agree 100%.
Yeah. It's somebody else's turn. Let the mouse go. Let somebody else make some money off of it.
Look, they would still make tons and tons of money off of Mickey Mouse. They wouldn't stop. That gravy train ain't stopping.
I'm going to make a series of NFTs called, I'm trying to think of a clever name to go with mouse. What sounds good with mouse? Mashed mouse.
Mashed mouse. There you go.
Yeah. And they're just busted up pictures of Mickey Mouse. So one looks homeless. He's got like an old, like a cap. He's got scabs and stuff on him.
Like the Garbage Pail
with a piece of his ear bitten off. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the Garbage Pail Kids, except with Mickey Mouse.
I'm going to put out 1,000 AI generated NFTs. They have different noses, different ears, different clothes. Make a killing.
Get rich.
Man, listen, you're reading all these stories about these 11-year-old, 15-year-old, 20-year-old kids making money off NFTs.
Yeah.
You heard any of these?
I have not, but I'm not shocked.
I saw one today from a 29-year-old who made like $100,000 in a few months.
Yeah.
Which 29, that's an adult, but sometimes you read about like a 16-year-old who's making all this money putting out these NFTs.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. You can just do it yourself anytime, I guess, really.
Of course, if you want to be entertained, just go on YouTube and type in like 5-year-old playing the drums or something cool like that. and watch some 5-year-old just tear it up.
Oh yeah.
And then go read the comments below and everybody's like, well, his timing's not that great. It's like, well, his snare drum is out of tune.
He's not gripping the sticks correctly.
Yeah, his form is terrible. He's gonna hurt his wrist. He's gonna mess his wrist up.
It's not proper wrist technique.
It's like, well, that flam was a little off, really, when you think about
right.
it. It's like
his paradiddles are flamacus.
His hands are pretty good, but his kick needs work. His kick is off. You just want to scream, he's 5 years old, fools. All right, anyway. So just some dumb, stupid stories, nothing to them. You came over to my house. My brother-in-law got me this video game. I don't play a ton of video games nowadays, but every once in a while I get one, I get into it. So I'm playing this game called Ghosts of Tsushima. And you get to be a samurai and you just ride around on your horse and you attack people from time to time. And you're this one guy fighting 10 guys at a time, cutting them all to pieces. And I try to play, and sometimes my kids walk in, and I have to pause it because I can't let my kids watching me cut samurais in the throat.
Yeah, I was just saying, you don't want to see like decapitate
jumping down, assassinating 3 guys at a time, blood flying all over the place. It does look like some Japanese anime when you stick your sword in something, blood just goes sprays all over the place. But man, that game is fun as hell.
I watched you play it and it looked good.
It's fun as hell. It's kind of like The Witcher if you ever played a game like that where you just got the map and you got stuff to do all over the map. So you can follow the main story, or you can go do as many like little dumb things as you want to do.
Yeah.
But I got myself in trouble because I was just following the story, and all of a sudden I got in this duel with this boss. And it's like, I don't think I was supposed to fight him yet.
Yeah.
I didn't have the good armor. I didn't have any real moves. And he was kicking my ass up and down. I bet I fought him 40 times in a row. No joke. I had to finally look up, like, I had to go online and look up some tips. Like, how do y'all beat this guy? And they were talking about, oh, you need to use this move. You need to use, I don't have any of these stuff you guys are talking about. So I just had to
ultra hard mode, challenge accepted.
It was hard. Yeah, I've got it on hard mode, and I didn't want to. You could change the difficulty if you wanted to, but I just wanted to make it happen.
Yeah,
I thought if I fight this guy enough times, I'm going to get lucky. So, and I did. So I was right. But
there you go.
Anyway, it's a freaking fun game.
I was finally brought into the 2010s recently when somebody gave me a PS4 right there.
Yes,
the other day, which I haven't played too much of, although I did fix the disc drive in it.
You haven't had one? You haven't had a PS4 yet?
Mm-mm.
That's what I'm playing this game on is PS4. Yeah. Well, now we're behind because we don't have the PS5.
Somebody wants to donate $500 to me to buy a PS5. I'll do it. Till then, I guess I'll play Bloodborne on my PS4.
Is that like a Patreon thing? Like if y'all give me enough money for a PS5, I'll start playing some games for y'all.
That's like a PayPal thing. You just give me $500 on PayPal and I'll buy a PS5 and play it privately to myself.
Yeah, there you go. If
I can find any room, PS5s are huge, actually.
Yeah. Woo, you know what? I can feel brain fog right now.
Really?
I really can. My brain's still not quite right from being sick.
That's okay.
One of the best things that I like about playing this game is it has English subtitles, but it's Japanese.
Speech. Yeah, I like that.
And I just love listening to the guys yell at each other in Japanese. I
like picking up little bits of the language. I like subtitles anything really.
Well, I don't feel like I'm learning how to speak any I don't think I've learned any words, but you do see the names and you realize that you don't pronounce them right. Like the Japanese, when they speak, they run the word together. They don't pick out every syllable like we do. Like it's not Tsushima.
Yeah, there's not as much accent.
Tsushima. They run it all together.
Yeah.
So like, it makes me think of all like the manga or whatever I've seen in the past. You know, it's not like Naruto. You remember that one?
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not Sasuke.
Yeah, it's just Sasuke.
Sasuke. Yeah, they just run it all together.
Just anyway. Sasuke.
All right. Here's a little reminder for y'all. Don't forget to follow the show. Get us on YouTube, subscribe, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. If you were playing some sweet game, tell us down in the comments because, hey, maybe I might want to check it out. Who knows? Okay. I play games sometimes. I might want to play your game if it's good. So tell me if you're playing something good in the comments. And if you're on Spotify, give us a rating because you can do that now. And if I could remember off the top of my head how to do it, I would tell you how, but I don't remember. But I'm sure you can figure it out. So go on to Spotify, go to Too Much Coffee and rate the show.
Know how to do it with your phones and stuff.
But if you're not going to give us 5 stars, don't do it. All right. Anyway, so I saw this thing, trying to get ready for the show. I just read like random stuff. What's weird is like there is no. Now that we're doing a podcast, I'm on Twitter a lot, like following other podcasts and seeing how they do things. And then you've got all these people who talk about podcasts, like how should you market your podcast and what should your show be about and what should you name it and how should you do your branding and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure we've messed up everything. Who cares? But one thing that they talk about a lot is like you should niche down. Like, oh, you should talk about we talk about cryptocurrency, or I interview business leaders to teach you how to run your business better, or whatever.
Some very, very specific thing you do.
Yeah. And it's like, I could do that, but I kind of just want to talk about a lot of things.
Well, yeah. I mean, not every podcast has to be the same thing.
I want to be a variety entertainment show. That's what I want to do. I mean, we're not talking about how to restore furniture one day and then the next day talking about here's how you build the perfect here's how you install a door in your house the next day, and then talk about, oh, I decided to cobble shoes, and the next day, here's your top 10 tips for using Reaper. I don't want to be all over the place. But in my mind, we talk about movies, music nobody listens to, technology news, and sometimes we talk about games a little bit. That's it.
Yeah.
But, just all sorts of things, just whatever we're interested in. And this next thing that I'm going to talk about doesn't fall into any of those categories, but I want to talk about it anyway.
Look, you're in the driver's seat here.
So I found this article that's about historical sleep. And the reason I'm interested in that is because nobody can freaking sleep. Nobody I know in my life can sleep. Everybody's always like, man, I didn't sleep last night. Man, I didn't fall asleep till 3:00 in the morning. Then I woke up because the dogs bother me wanting to go outside. So they wake me up at 7:30. Or people, they can't sleep all night and then they start taking naps during the day. I feel like I'm surrounded by these people. I don't know if I'm the only person, but I'm surrounded by people who can't sleep.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in what it is that messes them up, which got me down a rabbit hole. And then I started reading this article about historical sleep. And what these guys were saying is that in the past, people would do 2 sleeps. So they would go to sleep at about 8 or 9 o'clock, sleep for 2 or 3 hours, get back up for about 3 hours, and then go back to sleep. And I have never heard that before. Have you ever heard that?
I have actually heard that before.
Where it was a common
I've read about that. Yeah.
To go to sleep when it gets dark, but just to sleep a few hours and then wake back up. Yeah. And then do whatever it is you do at 11, 12 o'clock at night.
I don't remember why that is, but yeah, I remember reading about it, at least in the context of like kind of pre-agricultural people. That's how they thought they were.
Well, they did it in modern times. They did a test. They found people who lived without artificial light.
Yeah.
And their sleep patterns were similar to this. So it seems to be like if you are pre-electricity and you sort of live according to natural, sun cycle, that's what your circadian rhythm is based on, then this is kind of how you end up sleeping. Because we sleep all at once. We go to sleep all night, wake up. And they're saying here that people would sleep for a little bit, wake back up, and then go back to sleep and sleep the rest of the night. I didn't know that. Never heard that before.
Yeah. I'm not sure why that would be, but yeah, I've heard that before.
Yeah. I have heard about like if you live in a place that's really hot, like maybe Mexico, that sometimes they would sleep during the day. I think the Greeks might have done this too, the Romans, where you would you'd wake up early and work, then you'd sleep in the middle of the day while it's the hottest, and then you'd go back to work after that. You ever heard that before?
That makes sense. I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So people do all kinds of crazy things. I guess your sleep is really like elastic and you can adjust to whatever, to anything.
Yeah. Well, that's true. People can adapt to kind of anything, really.
Or you can't, because one of our cousins worked on night shift one time, and it was freaking destroying him. You could see it. Like his body was just not made for it. Some people love working at night, sleeping during the day, I guess, or love it more than others. I don't know how anybody could love that, but he was doing that, and like he started losing weight and had big bags under his eyes all the time. He just couldn't get used to it.
Crazy. Yeah.
So it was messing him up.
I mean, I remember working night shift at one job, but I only worked one day a week. I kind of like working overnight, honestly.
Yeah. Well, you did work at night.
Yeah. Now that was only one day a week. I don't know about doing it every day, but I liked it when I did it there.
Yeah. I've never had a job like that.
Yeah.
I like to go to sleep at 11:30 and wake up at 7:30. That's perfect for me. I can't even go to sleep earlier than 11:30.
Yeah, I can't. Well, I have a hard time with that too. If I mean, if I don't have anything to do, if I just let my body do its thing, I kind of usually just go to sleep at like 3 or 4 in the morning, wake up at noon.
Yeah.
That would be what I would naturally do. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'd feel bad though if I slept that late. But I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, if you're getting your stuff done at night.
Yeah. Well, I like the night. I'm not really a night owl anymore because I, have to get up and work a job. But
you can do it.
I like it personally.
There's a lot of stuff you can do at night since there are no distractions. Everybody else is asleep, so you're not going to be getting phone calls. You're not going to be running errands.
That's what I like. It's quiet. There's nobody else doing anything really.
You could probably do like twice the amount of work. That's why some people get up at like 6 o'clock in the morning so they can work early. I get that. It's the perfect time to work.
Yeah.
When nothing else when the whole world is shut down, nobody's bothering you. That's the exact opposite of the situation I'm in when I work every day. Oh my God. I could not have more distractions in my life. If I had a desk set up in a war zone, I would not have more distractions than I do in a day. It's crazy. So I was reading how I always thought sarcasm was considered like the lowest form of humor.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just reading something that said that sarcasm shows that you're intelligent. This is from the BBC. And so I was reading this. I'm like, well, why is that exactly? Your teens being sarcastic, it's a sign of intelligence. Oh, do tell. And then it says young children don't get sarcasm, but by the time they're teens, it can be their default mode. Here's what science tells us about the mental acrobatics behind that wry one-liner. So they just say basically that socially, you're more with it if you get sarcasm. They're saying some kids don't get it, and so they're not as socially with it.
Yeah, I would think it just has more to do with whether you can pick up on what people mean. Pick up on social cues, not so much like intelligence.
Right. I thought IQ, but they're not really talking about IQ. They're just talking about social skills, the ability to understand and use sarcasm in a conversation. So it was kind of a bummer. However, It did lead to me finding the book, Sydney Gets Sarcastic. So I was reading this article and it was talking about how young kids, part of their development is picking up on sarcasm sometime between 4 and 7 years old. And so if your kid doesn't get sarcasm and you're dealing with other kids, they're not going to know what the heck is going on. So this, I think it was this university team developed this book for kids called Sydney Gets Sarcastic. And it's a children's book and it's hilarious. It says, this book is intended for children 4 to 7. That is the age when most kids start to understand sarcastic speech. And this book is to help those kids learn how to be sarcastic. I never thought I would see a children's book. You would think a children's book would be teaching your kids how to be polite, not how to be sarcastic. But the whole point of this book is to, to understand what sarcasm is and how to use it. And on every couple pages, someone will say something sarcastic and the kid, Sydney will go, why would you say that? And then they'll explain the sarcasm. And she says, interesting. And all the pages are black and white, so the kids can color it if they want to. So
there you go.
If your kid's having trouble understanding sarcasm, just get them this book.
There you go.
And show it to them. Show it to them every day. Read it to them, and they'll get it. Let me get this thing open here. All right. You ever heard of something called Cameo?
Yeah.
Cameo, if you don't know. I didn't realize this thing had been around since 2016. But Cameo is a website where like celebrities of all stripes, you can pay them and they'll send you a phone message, a custom message. So if you got a bud, he loves Redman, you can pay Redman and he'll tell him happy birthday in the way that only he can. And like tons of celebrities are using this. YouTubers, Instagrammers, athletes, movie stars. More people than you
would think, for sure.
Tons.
Yeah.
And I was on there checking it out. And I thought we'd play a game, which is I'm going to read you a name off, okay?
Go for it.
They have 2 rate. Well, we'll just do the personal rate, okay? Because it's crazy. No. I'm going to ask you both. They'll have a personal rate and they'll have a business rate.
All right.
Right. So like if you want to use them to endorse something or whatever. So I'm going to give you a name. I want you to tell me what you think it costs on Cameo to hire them.
All right.
To do a video for you. Okay. Mark McGrath. You know Mark McGrath, right?
Yeah.
The lead singer of Sugar Ray. Now that's going way back to the 90s. Some of y'all might not remember the 90s, but Mark McGrath, if you want to hire Mark McGrath to do a video for you right now, what do you think it costs?
I bet the personal rate is 200. I bet the business rate is 10,000.
Well, actually, the personal rate is 90, and the business rate is $1,000. Not too bad.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's a bargain.
Yeah. We've got to look into we may have to do a show about this guy named Mike Servin. I'd never heard of this guy, but I stumbled onto him on Cameo.
Mike Servin?
He's a Christian rapper.
Oh yeah, there we go.
But if you're fooling around with your computer, just type his name in. He'll probably pop up. He looks kind of like a Mexican gangster guy, but he's got a huge tattoo of Jesus Christ on the side of his face, which is why he stood out. Now you can get him to Cameo for $50 or do a business shout out for $350, but nobody knows who Mike Servin is. So I'm just telling you that. You should look him up sometime and just look at that big tattoo on his face. All right. Danica McKellar. Now that is Winnie from the Wonder Years. You remember her? That's a little bit
I do not.
Time probably, but I remember that show when I was a kid. If you want Winnie from the Wonder Years to shout out to you, it would cost, what you think?
$50 for person.
$150. She's got no business rate, so you can't pay her for that, but you can get her to, say happy bar mitzvah for $150.
There you go.
All right, next. Redman. I already brought him up.
Redman?
What you think it costs for Redman, personal and business?
I bet Redman is $300 personal, $1,500 business.
Redman personal $170, business is $300.
Okay.
So pretty cheap.
Not bad.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, it was so interesting. I thought, would it be funny for me to hire him to shout out the podcast? It's like, I'm not going to do that, but it would be funny. Actually, his are hilarious because just go watch his Cameo videos.
I'd have to look some up.
Yeah, he's going.
I will also note that if you remember MTV Cribs, that show.
Yeah.
You should definitely watch the Redman episodes of MTV Cribs. They are great.
Was he the one that had like a busted house and he didn't care?
Yeah.
Like, everybody else is renting mansions and stuff.
Yeah, that's what he said. They wanted to rent some mansion behind the scenes. MTV did. He was like, no, just come to my house. And it's just like an apartment. Like an apartment in Long Island or something.
He probably made it dirtier knowing that they were going to come over.
Probably.
That's so funny.
And then they did another episode later, like 10 years later or something like that.
Well, he's hilarious. So you should go check out his Cameo videos. It's like his face is buzzing all over the screen. He's like, when your phone has got like a wide angle kind of fisheye lens thing going on. So when you hold that thing close to your face, it makes your head. He's got a big mouth anyway, but when he's holding the phone up to his face and talking right into it, his mouth looks gigantic and he's got a lot of energy. It's hilarious.
I'll have to check this out.
Tay Zonde, Mr. Chocolate Rain.
Tay Zonde.
How much do you think he costs?
I bet he's $200 personal.
Well, he's $200 business.
Oh, okay.
$35 to get you a personal shout out from Tay Zonde.
Gotcha. I should know some of these. I was looking through Cameo not too terribly long ago, actually, because I had a coworker. We had to buy Christmas presents to do this like Christmas Eve thing at work, and I got a coworker I don't like. So I was thinking about getting a celebrity to Cameo. And talk some shit to him, basically.
It's like, hey, that's $35. I'd pay that just for a joke.
Yeah. I thought he would cost more than that, but I guess not.
Hello, I'd like to wish you a happy birthday from me, Tay Zonde, singer of Chocolate Rain.
Tay Zonde. Got a great voice.
Here's one I know you're gonna like. This is a favorite of yours. Riff Raff. Riff Raff is on Cameo, baby. And what you think it costs to get him?
I feel like he's either going to be way cheap or way expensive. I feel like his personal rate must be like 500. No. I bet it's 100. I bet his personal rate is 100.
Oh, first you said 500 and you dropped it to 100.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, I don't know. I'm just.
I know
guessing.
what you mean. No. I know what you mean. Somebody like that guy, he's either going to be outrageously cheap or outrageously expensive.
Yeah. There's going to be no middle ground.
He should be dirt cheap. And he is $85. That's his personal rate.
Yeah, I was too far off. For business. There you go.
Riff Raff would be good for the show. I want him shouting out the podcast.
He'd probably come on the show.
Oh, son, we should get Riff Raff on the show. That would be so good.
I'll talk to him about the time I went and saw him at Athens, actually, and he like rapped half the lyrics and just got drunk on stage.
Wait, what happened? Tell me about that.
Well, I went and saw him with a friend in Athens at Georgia Theater. And, he just basically played the backing tracks and rapped about half the lyrics maybe and just got drunk on stage. It's about what I expected, honestly.
So he would just like, when you say he rapped half the lyrics, like he would just stop rapping for a second? Or would he was he forgetting?
Every now and then he would just rap a lyric here and there.
Oh my God. Hold the microphone out.
In between bottles, chugging bottles of vodka.
That is so funny. Was it good?
I mean, it was fun.
Was it so bad it was good?
I don't know if I'd say that. I mean, the opening band was pretty terrible. The band called Dip. It's awful, actually.
So funny. All right, we'll do another rapper. Mr. Vanilla Ice. Vanilla Ice, baby.
That's another guy I feel like is going to be really expensive or really cheap.
Rob Van Winkle.
I bet he's like $50.
$50? What about the business?
200.
Boy, you could not be more wrong. He is expensive.
Yeah.
$399 for a personal shout out.
Okay.
$30,000 for a business shout out. Woo!
That's crazy. Yeah, that's a little high.
Yeah, I feel like Ice has been killing it since he stopped being. I mean, I guess he still. I don't know if he still performs or whatever. I don't know if he's still out there like rapping. But he had that TV show where he was fixing celebrity houses for a while, and he was killing it doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he still does that. Just flips houses.
I saw a clip of him at the end of Ninja Turtles a couple days ago. Remember that?
Yeah.
Where the turtles bust in and he's rapping. He goes into the ninja rap.
Go ninja, go ninja, go. Yeah.
Go ninja, go ninja, go. Go ninja, go ninja, go. Oh man, I heard everybody had the tape of Vanilla Ice back in the day, back when I was in elementary school. Their Vanilla Ice tape, their MC Hammer tape, New Kids on the Block tape.
Oh Lord.
All right. Next, Chip Chipperson.
Who?
The Chipper. For any Opie and Anthony fans who might be listening to the show.
Oh, okay. I don't know. $50.
Chippa should be like $2 to me. Actually, I mean, this is perfect. Personal shout out. Get this. $69.
Hey.
Oh, $69. That's the chipper for ya.
And his business
$250
is $420.
It should be $420. He missed it. He must not could have thought of a joke for the business one. It was just $250 for the business, but $69 for personal.
He only has so much.
Oh, Chip.
He's only got so much going on.
Home run, Chipper. All right, the Island Boys.
Oh God, the Island Boys.
The Island Boys. I be seeing them boys in the news. I see them boys in the news rapping like this. How much you think the Island Boys cost you on Cameo?
God, I bet they're like $500. I bet they're really just trying to like oversell it.
Island Boys, that's pretty good. $200 for personal shout out, $100 for each of them, and $600 if you want a business shout out.
Okay, so I was almost right about the business one.
I do kind of wonder how the business thing works. Like, can you just say, okay, here's my business. Can you just say that you love it for $600? So if I sold like hemorrhoid cream and I bought a cameo of these two guys being like, hey, listen, man, this hemorrhoid cream is the best. Nothing better than this. You're going to love it. Buy it today. This is the Island Boys.
I bet it's probably not. I bet it's probably just like business functions or something like that.
That your corporate retreat.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure. I've never looked into it.
When your business goes to do like a team building exercise, it goes to a hotel and we've got the Island Boys, a video for you on the big screen.
Got the Island Boys shouting out your business.
Listen, all y'all from Pimtech, listen, we just want to say that y'all here to come together as a team. We know y'all had a tough year, but next year's going to be better. I'm just imagining getting like some kind of a speech like that, some kind of a corporate speech, try to get the, rally the troops.
Rally the troops.
Get the morale up. Anyway, all right, I got two more for you.
All right.
Gary Busey.
Like $30.
Gary Busey.
Yeah, I bet he's like $30.
That's your guess, $30?
$200 for business.
$395 personal.
Oh,
$5 G's for business.
Okay, there you go.
There was a video of him playing the guitar, and it's like one of his eyes looked bigger than the other one. So he's looking. Yeah, I mean, he's got to be getting pretty old at this point, but he was looking pretty crunchy in that video.
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, I don't know how old he is.
I want to know, because he was making movies back in the 80s.
Yeah,
Lethal Weapon. 77. Oh my God, son. Go into Google right now and just type in Gary Busey into Google. Good God.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Woo. He is not looking good nowadays. These don't even look real. These are so wild they don't even look real. His teeth look insane.
I feel like I remember he had some like motorcycle accident or something. That's like why he kind of looks the way he does. Let me see.
Really? Way back?
Oh, on December 4th, 1988. This is just Wikipedia. December 4th, 1988. Busey was severely injured in a motorcycle accident in which he was not wearing a helmet. His skull was fractured and he suffered permanent brain damage.
Wow.
There you go.
Is that why he's a little nutty nowadays? Because he has literal brain damage? Wow. I didn't know that.
Right. Actually, yeah.
I'm not really making fun of him. Actually, I was shocked when I typed his name in and went to Google Images and looked at it. It was like, oh my gosh, which he is 77. So, I mean, that's getting up there.
I mean, true. Yeah.
You're going to be looking rough no matter what at 77, no matter how well you took care of yourself, no matter how good your genes are. Okay. Anyway, last one. Caitlyn Jenner. What you think?
I bet she's like $1,000 for a personal one.
She's only got one rate and it's $2,500.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think a lot of people have paid her. I think she was one of the first big. I got the impression that Caitlyn was one of the first big like Cameo. They were trying to use Caitlyn to get people to use Cameo.
I don't doubt it. I mean, like I said, you'd be surprised at who all people are on Cameo, because I didn't realize that until I looked at it like a month ago.
Anybody who's got 30,000 Instagram followers can be on Cameo. That's the requirement.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was the requirement.
If I understood it correctly, that was all you needed to have.
Huh. Interesting.
That would probably be a lot of fun. It'd be really annoying, but it would kind of be fun to just make up stupid Cameo videos.
Apparently people like making them.
I bet they do.
Yeah.
How much easier could it be?
Just tell people happy birthday or
$400 or whatever.
True. Yeah.
Spend a minute and a half just riffing on, hey man, I just want to say happy birthday. It's Vanilla Ice. And hey Timmy, listen, man. Happy birthday. I hope you have the best birthday you ever had. Keep it nice, keep it ice. Catch ya. Peace. Word to your mother. All right. Anyway, that's the Cameo game. I wish I had some game show music. I can't use my stinking board this week. I need some game show music. I'm going to stick it in here. I might have to edit some game show music.
Yeah, do it.
All right. Listen, we're going to talk about The Wire just a little bit, because I've actually finished season 2. But when we were going to record this several days ago, I had just finished season 1 and I really wanted to talk about it. So like, I got HBO Max and I was looking around on it one day, and I've heard for years, like one of the best shows ever is The Wire. And you even like told me years ago that The Wire was so good.
Yeah, it's a great show.
This show came out in like 2002, so it's been a long time. But I saw it on HBO Max, and I started watching it immediately. And my free time has been gone since I started watching The Wire. I'm so sucked into it and absorbed.
Yeah, it's easy. It's an easy show to get sucked into.
I can't stop watching it. It is so good. You can't. I don't think I've ever seen another show quite like. You know what? That period of time from like. I don't know, like the late 90s through the early 2000s. Yeah, TV was like that. The Sopranos, the Wire, wasn't like The Shield like that. All those kind of policey, sort of gritty police shows. I think
it was around that time. Yeah, I've never watched the Shield or the Sopranos though.
The Wire, I've never been a cop. When you're watching it, you're like, this just feels real. The way the politics works, the way the police are, the way the criminals are.
Yeah,
this feels real.
The guy who created is a guy named David Simon, and he like shadowed police officers for a long time doing it.
Well, he was a police officer. He was a Baltimore. The show takes place in Baltimore. If you don't know, The Wire refers to a wiretap.
Yeah.
And the whole show is based on the Baltimore Police Department and the city. The crime.
Well, yeah, it goes through. Each season goes through a different. Has a different focus.
Right.
There's two people who worked on the show. David Simon he wasn't a cop, but there was another guy who worked on it who was. And all the people in the show are based on real people. In fact, there's a character who comes in later. I won't give you any information or spoil anything, but there's a character who comes in later named Snoop, and she is played by like the real person that she is based on.
So Simon, I think, was a journalist in Baltimore. The other guy was Ed Burns. He was a homicide detective. So they were partners putting the show together. But I was thought, man, the show feels so real. Even though I've never worked in a police department, it just feels. It's got that feeling of this. This feels like what it would be like. Yeah. They ham it up for TV, I'm sure, but like this feels real to life. And then you find out, because he was a homicide detective, and he's just writing about all the crap he saw in Baltimore.
Yeah.
And in the show, there are no heroes in the show. Okay. People just do what they do.
No, there's not. Yeah.
The cops just do what they do because they're cops and it's their job. And then the guys who live in the projects are doing what they do because that's what they grew up and that's what they're around. And then you got some of the guys who are dealing drugs who have a conscience and a big heart and they feel bad about what's going on. And then you have some cops who are basically scumbags.
Yeah.
But they just happen to be cops.
Yeah.
And the way politics affects everything, you got the main character who's just the main character's a complete mess. Like he's sleeping around. He's getting completely hammered, driving all over town, completely hammered and wasted all the time. Just a total mess. Like he's separated from his wife and his wife doesn't want him to see the kids. But he is a good detective, and the only reason is because he gets like absorbed into these cases. It's all he can think about, and that makes him a good detective. But otherwise, he's a complete lunatic and just a complete mess of a human being.
I can't ever remember what his character's name is. I just remember the actor's name, Dominic West.
Well, the character in the show is McNulty.
That's it. Yeah,
but that's why he's so interesting. Is because he's a complete train wreck.
Yeah,
and you're like, what's this guy going to do next? And in the show, it's people like McNulty who are trying to do the job versus the people who care about job promotions. That's what it's always about. So you got these guys who are worried about their careers, and these other guys who are worried about catching the real bad guys, and they're always butting heads.
Yeah.
And that's what's so interesting. It's like the politics, the structure,
push and pull. Yeah.
It's like, listen, man, we're not trying to clean up the city. I'm trying to get this next. I'm trying to keep my job and then get promoted.
Yeah.
And then these other guys are like, you guys are idiots. Why are you messing up my case? But the whole first season is about these drug dealers in the projects. And but the main character learns about this drug dealer, and it's like nobody knows anything about this guy. Nobody knows really. They've got a name, but nobody knows where he's from. Nobody knows where he was. They don't even have a birth date.
Yeah.
And yet he seems to be making millions and millions of dollars selling drugs in the projects. And the McNulty's like, who is this guy who's running everything? And we know nothing about him. And that's how it all starts. But I like it too, because the season is like 11 episodes, something like that, which is perfect. It's perfect to me. You go back and watch some show like Star Trek, and it's like 24 episodes in the season. I don't need that much. 11 shows in the season, perfect. And the casting for every person in The Wire is perfectly cast, and the characters are so
great.
good.
A lot of people who would just go on to do other stuff too. Yeah, like you've seen all those people in other shows and movies and stuff.
And I didn't know they were in The Wire until I started watching them. Idris, Elba in The Wire, perfect. This other guy whose name I don't know, but he's one of the homicide detectives. He's got a beautiful deep voice like this.
So a Bunk.
Yeah. In The Wire. Yes, Bunk.
I can't
Omar,
remember his name is.
Perfect.
Yep.
Omar is, my wife is like, oh, I hope they don't kill off Omar, because I just want to see him every episode. He's so funny.
Yeah, it's great.
There was a great scene in season 2 where he's testifying in court, and they're like, Omar, you can't come in here dressed like that. You got to go buy a suit or something. So they give him a voucher for to buy $150 to go buy a suit, and they take him across the street. And the detective McNulty's like, man, I'm not picking it here. Just take this and pick yourself out a suit, and I'll see you across the street. So he just buys a tie and wears it around his neck. He doesn't even tie it. He wears it like a scarf.
I forgot about that.
But he kills it in court. Anyway, I'm not trying to give away all the details because that would ruin the show. All I'm saying is the show is so freaking good. You need to go watch it. I'm gonna put this. I'll probably put this clip in. What I was going to do if we were doing the show like normal, if I hadn't got sick, I was going to use my board, and I had a couple clips that I was going to play for the show.
Yeah.
One was the way the show starts, the Snot Boogie story. That's the first thing that happens when you turn the show on. They're at a crime scene, and this kid is telling a story about this guy named Snot Boogie. Now I'm going to stick it in the show right here.
And every Friday night, we're in the alley behind the cut ring, we rolling bones, you know? I mean, all the boys from around the way, and we roll till late.
Alley crap game, right?
Like every time, he Snot and fade a few shooters, play it out to the pots deep, snatch and run.
What, every time?
Couldn't help himself.
And then I was going to play a little bit of Clay Davis.
Shit, boy. Think I'm gonna be the scapegoat for the whole damn machine? Shit.
Clarence is gonna...
Shit, as far as the federal money's concerned, he's everything. The faucet, the goose.
Oh, goose.
The one that lays them golden eggs.
Now, Clay Davis doesn't really come in until later in the show.
Yeah, he's later
season
in
3.
One of the laser seasons, yeah.
Yeah.
When you start zooming out, you start panning out, and you see more of like the politics of the city and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, the show is starting to sprawl a little bit now. Like, you got so many characters, and they're moving. It's moving a little bit. So
yeah.
Anyway, watch The Wire. The Wire's good. I actually stopped.
Honestly,
so I could watch The Wire.
Yeah, I've never watched The Sopranos. Honestly, I for a long time, I felt like every time somebody told me about The Wire, they would tell me about how amazing it is and how I have to watch it and everything. So I like The Wire. I love it. It's a great show. But I kind of like toned down whenever I told people about The Wire. So I wasn't like blasting with like, oh, it's the most amazing show ever. You have to watch it.
Yeah, I know.
I got a little worn out. I got a little worn out on it. That's
it is boring for something to be so hyped up. It's like, oh, dude, you have got to watch this best show ever. Listen, you might hate it. I don't know, but I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah,
I can't stop watching it. And I had always heard it's good. Now, my experience of the show is it's just as good as everybody told me it was. But I think you should try it for yourself listening to this. HBO Max is where I watched it. You go get it wherever you got to get it.
Illegally years ago. I have it downloaded on a hard drive somewhere.
Yeah, if you got to, just go on YouTube and watch clips of Omar.
There you go. Watch a Clay Davis compilation.
Yes, go watch the Clay Davis compilation. That's worth a watch.
That's some shameful shit.
You can watch 5 minutes of him saying, she.
Oh man.
Oh, the character.
That goose that lays the golden egg.
What goose? Goose? What you talking about? That goose that lays the golden egg. The show is so good because the characters are so good, and they're not good as in good people. They're all bad people, but they're so interesting. That's what I love
compelling.
about them.
Yeah.
They're compelling. They're interesting. Yeah. Who wants to watch a show about a bunch of regular people doing boring stuff? I want to watch crazy people getting freaking hammered. I want to watch Omar stick up drug dealers. I just want to watch craziness. So anyway, listen, I think that's probably going to do it. That's all I got on the show for today. All right. I hope you enjoyed the Cameo game. Listen, do yourself a favor. Go on Cameo and just look them up.
I highly recommend it. You'd be surprised who's on it.
If you want to get somebody a unique birthday present, I'm not working for Cameo. Maybe Cameo will. I'll take your money and read your ad for you. I love Cameo.
PayPal me some money. I'll send you a video.
God, what a way to get paid. You get a text message like, excuse me, can you tell my little niece that her quinceañera is coming up? Can you just say happy quinceañera and I'll give you $250? Done.
Yes. I'll say
too.
For sure.
Anyway, thanks for watching the show. Listen, don't forget, go on YouTube, Too Much Coffee. Subscribe, like, comment, go on Spotify, Too Much Coffee, follow the show, give us a 5-star rating. We would appreciate that so much. And go on YouTube and follow us at TMC Brewing. I would rather it was the name of the show, but you know how Twitter is. Everybody's using it now. So you can't just get anything you want. You got to get what you can get. So go follow us at TMC Brewing. And if you don't, then don't. Who cares? Whatever.
Yeah, pretty much. True.
All right. Everybody have a good one and peace.